This is Empire Sports Alliance, Unfiltered. No fluff, no filters, just the real side of sports. We're talking athletes, coaches, agents, doctors, executives, the people behind the scenes who actually move the needle. From building careers to surviving the grind to winning off the field. This is where real conversations collide.
Welcome to another episode of Empire Sports Alliance Unfiltered. I'm Ronnie, I'm the wealth guy. I got my co-host Eric.
Hey everyone, sports chiropractic physio concierge for you.
Awesome. Good. And today we got a special guest. We got Chef Lawless, from, Hell's Kitchen or the show Hell's Kitchen, celebrity chef. So welcome to the show, Lauren.
Thanks for having me. Hey, guys.
Welcome. Thank you.
For the show, we had a lot of different folks on this before, mostly, again, some entertainment athletes, people in the front office. We never had a chef. So this is going to be exciting. So
I'm popping the cherry.
there you go.
Exactly.
How does one become a chef? Yeah. What's your background look like on this?
My background actually doesn't revolve around food. Well, somewhat revolves around food.
Mhm.
My background is in sales. I literally have sold everything you can imagine. I could sell a used tissue to a bum. I mean, I can sell. I did technology. I sold software. I sold cars. I sold dogs. I sold love. You name it, I've sold it. I was, the best of the best in sales, but it was never really my passion. It was just obviously the way to, make ends meet, pay bills. But since I was a little kid, I loved cooking. I was always in the kitchen where the action was, watching my grandmother. I'm German, Italian. So I grew up eating German food, which most people don't want to really eat. No one really wants cabbage. And I also grew up in a Japanese kitchen when I was little, Mr. Sushi and PB. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would be in the kitchen when I was a little kid, and I used to go with him to the market. Tony's son, he's 9 years old now, and he's been the owner and operator for I can't even imagine how many years. I used to go with him to the fish market to pick out fish. Like, that's how much this goes back to my childhood.
How old were you when you say child?
Oh my gosh, probably 7.
7. Okay.
I've been eating there since I was 2 years old.
So Italian kitchen, German kitchen, and then you go to the fish market with
Japanese is my love. Japanese is my passion. I had foreign exchange students growing up. I always was intrigued by the Japanese cuisine. I think it's beautiful. I love the art and I love seafood. So I love anything Asian, but especially Japanese cuisine. So really it just came from always having that passion. And I got lucky. I saw a casting, 10 years ago for MasterChef. And my husband now said, hey, quit your job, go do it. Pursue your passion. We were literally using quarters to get by because I quit my job and I made top 40 out of 34,000 people. And from there, I really just, said, hey, this is my love. I'm going to make a career out of it. And I became a private chef and opened my own catering company, Lawless Cuisine. And the rest is history. I've been doing it ever since.
So tell me more about that competition then. You said 40 out of 30,000?
40, I made top 40 at 34,000 people. They were supposed to air my episode. I had this whole viewing party downtown with all my friends, and they decided not to air my episode. So I was mortified. And and I said, fuck this. I am a celebrity chef. I'm going to make a name for myself. I did every magazine, every newspaper, every news station, every event you can imagine. I was there. It took me 10 years to really get to where I am and get the respect I deserve. But I'm here now. So, sometimes you got to take that leap of faith and believe in yourself. And I think the biggest thing with people is they're scared of taking chances. They're comfortable. Comfortability is a big factor and not growing. So if you're able to, believe in yourself and take the risk, there's the reward at the end, I think.
100% agree. What's your favorite dish to make?
Ooh, gosh. So I'm known for my crab cakes. I make the best crab cakes you've ever had. For sure. But I do everything. My daughter's Middle Eastern. My boys are Brazilian. So I love fusion cuisine. I like taking two cuisines from around the world and combining them. So I love fusion.
Really? So that's actually a good point. So that's what's considered fusion. You're saying you're mixing two different cuisines.
Asian fusion is in right now, but I like mixed Asian, Mediterranean, or I like to do Italian meats. I like to take completely different cuisines. Like I do an arancini stuff with tikka masala. So I like to take two different things and make them combined, and it's amazing the flavors, and it's fun. It's unique. I like to stand out. I'm not like everybody.
So I have a question. There's a difference between a chef and a dietitian. So how does diet and having the right nutrition come into play when you're working with an athlete, an entertainer, whoever it is. Are you able to offer that, or are you
I
working?
think it's important for all chefs to know, to know that side of things. For me, it's a personal thing day in, day out. I eat healthy. I try not to eat fast food. If I do, it's gonna be in and out, like, sporadically. But I try to do as much farm to table as I can. I like to go to the farmers markets. I like to support small businesses, eat fresh ingredients. I limit my sugar. But yeah, I have a lot of clients that eat healthy, especially in California. Look where we live. We eat healthy food. A lot of people are doing vegan, gluten free, dairy free, organic, paleo. So I have to be knowledgeable in that background as well. So it's definitely part of what I do.
Yeah. It's interesting because, I fly around with boxers, baseball players, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of them do have the chefs that come in.
Yeah,
And
it's important what you put in your body. If you're an athlete, what are you putting in your body? So,
it,
we have to be very conscious of that.
yeah, I mean, it's very important. And I don't know. What have you noticed between I'm going to say for the athletes, the younger athletes versus the older athletes? To me, the older ones have been in it and they really get it. I feel like the younger ones, they don't get it as much and they still
It's a
love eating.
lifestyle for sure,
Yeah, they love
Yeah.
eating all the shit and all that stuff. So,
I think a lot of us now too are more focused on our health. I think people that were born in the 80s or,
yeah.
70s. I'm not that old, but if you are, I don't know. But I'm just
Hey,
saying, I think
I'm 52.
people are more
So,
self
yeah.
conscious of what. Yeah, we're watching what we're eating. We're going to the gym. We're trying to prolong our life. So what we put in our body and fuel our body with is very important.
Yeah.
So when it comes to an athlete client, let's just say, like, how does that start?
I cook for Kobe Bryant, Zach Randolph's my client. I've cooked for Ryan Garcia. I've
Okay.
cooked for tons of, you know, Padre players, football players. I mean, the list goes on and on.
So
So
you work with nutritionists. So how does a meal come about, right?
me, my brain.
So okay,
I'm going
so
to make sure, obviously they're getting what they need, right? They're getting the fats that they need. They're eating whole grains. They're not eating fried foods, greasy foods, no added sugars. I try to use, agave or honey. So it's really substituting those things and making sure they're getting a full balanced diet.
yeah, so
Brain food.
yeah, so I'm just wondering in terms of like how do you decide that, right? You have a big time pitcher versus like a leadoff hitter, smaller, faster guy. How do you decide, and how does that entire work? That meal plan you basically work.
I think I do that for pretty much all my clients. I'd like to offer the best possible food for them, regardless of what industry they're in. I want to make sure it's clean, healthy, but tastes
Yeah.
great. So, if they do want like a burger here and there, I'll make them a burger. But there's ways of going about it. What kind of meat are you using? What type of bread are you using? So again, I want to make sure all my clients are getting the best quality food, but also tasting amazing. So I don't think it really matters who it is.
How much of it are you actually there cooking, and how much are you prepping at home and sending it to them in a sense?
It's typically me. I do have my own catering company, so I have staff that helps me, but they want me there. You know what I mean? I'm the face of it. People want to make sure I'm feeding them. So typically it's me.
All
Yeah.
right.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, and I've tried to replicate myself. I just can't. Nobody's me. So, they can come and try, but it's not going to be the same. So
I totally get it. I mean, I'm very unique and think outside the box. And I take a different approach to trying to get to the core problem and not just put a patch on someone. And yeah, people want you. And that's why you fly around and
correct.
do all that. Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
So,
Mhm.
again, being celebrity chef, obviously you have cooked on TV and all that stuff. How is that? What were some of the obstacles or some of like the stuff that you
Oh
faced?
man.
With some good
God.
stories you have.
Well, I've cooked with Gordon Ramsay. He's
Yeah, that's what I
quite
was
the
getting at. Yes.
character. I didn't get called an idiot sandwich, but I did get screamed at.
Is
Yeah,
this
I
a
mean,
show by him or is he actually like
you
that?
guys got to remember this is television, and if
Yeah.
he wasn't putting on a show like that, nobody would want to fucking watch it. We
Yeah.
want to hear screaming, cussing. We want to hear insults. It makes good television. At the end of the day, he's actually a really good guy. He's a great father. He's a great businessman.
Yeah.
I highly respect him and look up to him, and I'm glad I got to learn. I learned a lot from him. I was actually the first person I think on the show, not on the show, but just my episode, my season that had never worked in a kitchen. I'm a self-taught private chef. So
Yeah.
going in there, getting thrown in there with, some of the best chefs that run kitchens, it's very intimidating. But, I learned a lot. I think I held my composure. I did a great job and I did myself proud. So
So
but yeah, these shows are crazy. I mean, some of them are acting. I'm not going to lie. Some of them, they already know who they want to win. And it can kind of be upsetting. I know when I was on a sushi master with Iron Chef Morimoto, he's like my idol. So when I hear some of these judges critiquing my food or not giving me what I deserve, it's insulting. It pisses you off because we take pride in what we do and we work really hard. So when I cannot share my food the way I want to, it's upsetting. But at the end of the day, it's television, it's TV. People are a little gullible sometimes, but I'm just thankful for the experiences that I have and the people that I've met. So
Yeah, people don't realize like even Big Brother is scripted. Like it's
see,
already
like I
written
said,
out.
some of ours are really happening, some of them are not. But Hell's Kitchen is definitely happening in the moment. It is happening. It's not scripted. MasterChef, bullshit. But I did win Supermarket Stakeout. I won all 4 episodes fair and square. I deserve that win. But yeah, it's TV. Come on, guys.
So what if you get that feedback that you don't like in terms of how you present the food or whatnot? Again, and you start getting pissy. How do you? I don't know. I didn't watch the show. Have you ever lashed
Oh,
out?
oh yeah, cuss people off camera for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about
Yeah.
on camera? Is that not allowed, or they don't?
I won't necessarily do that to the judges, but some of the people that work there, yes, they will. Same with staff or your competitors. I've cussed competitors out on shows. If you watch Sushi Master, yeah, we got into it because a lot of people were cheating after the timer went off. You're still cooking. It's bullshit, right? And you're not giving everybody the same chance. So,
No,
people feel the need that they need to do that because they can't compete with us, and so be it.
No, yeah, people.
So, what are some of the craziest requests you've had?
I don't know. I mean, I've worked on yachts for people serving caviar to cooking crickets. I mean, I'll do it all. I've done cannabis infused meals. It's pretty much, you have to be flexible in the game. So, if I don't know it, I'm going to learn it. But yeah, I mean, some clients are great. Some are bougie high end, like, the Kardashians or Will Smith I've cooked for on a yacht, and they want things a certain way at a certain time. So you have to be adaptable. But, at the end of the day, this is what I do. So,
But I mean, now you're not just talking about the food anymore. You're talking about particular clientele as well, right? I mean, preparing the food is one thing, but now you have to cater to a certain type of
exactly. But you have to be able to think on your toes and
Yeah.
provide a service for your client. So that's why when you come work for me, you better have your shit together because, I have high standards. So
So, obviously, a ton of people love your food. I'm sure you love your food. Do you like to cook for yourself or are you like, fuck this, let's go to a restaurant?
Oh, you know what? My husband is so spoiled. We were literally talking about this the other day, and he said, "You know what I love about my wife? I will go work a 14, 16-hour day catering for hundreds of people, and I'll come home and make dinner for my family." You know what I mean? My love language is food. It's feeding people, watching people, smile, get happy with the things that I make and feed them. And you're telling a story. So for me, it's very personal and it's my love. Sometimes I want to go out to eat dinner. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to cook all the fucking time. But I do love cooking for my family and friends. It brings me happiness. So
Yeah.
I definitely get down in the kitchen. My husband had I made him a caul fat stuffed rack of lamb on a Monday night. He's like, what the hell is this? So yeah, I get down.
Testing new stuff out with him also.
I am.
Yeah.
And the good thing about me is, you know what you're good at. You can just go do something and it's going to work. I'll dream about recipes and I'll cook them for the first time for a client. And it came out amazing. And it's because I know flavor. I know what goes with what. You got to know spicy, sweet, heat, flavor, texture, crunch, all that stuff. It all has to come together. So, if you know something, you're good at it, it's going to come out like that. So I'm very confident in my skills.
So, from the business side of things, are you just word of mouth now? Are you working with agents?
I
And
did have a company for a while that was representing me. I did PR. It's a lot of money, and I feel like I get more accomplished for myself than they do. So I stopped doing that. So yeah, I'm just doing my own thing. My husband is going to help me on the back end. I actually have 2 kitchen inventions coming out right now that I've been working on for 7 years. I patent and trademarked, hoping to retire off that shit here soon. I actually have my own frozen food line. I partner with Pura Vida. They're like the largest frozen food company in the US. And I have my own frozen food line with them that's in grocery stores right now. I have a cookbook that's on an Amazon and Barnes and Noble that I did all by myself. It's self-published, took me 4 years to do. And beer company, I had a beer company, was doing that for a little bit, 2 restaurants, a food truck. I mean, you name it, I do it. And I also have 3 kids. So I like to stay busy. And I'm always, spinning the wheel. What's next?
So just to add on to Eric's question, in terms of really kind of building a brand, obviously, you kind of started your career on television, right? In terms of
Correct.
like, being on there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you take it from there. Again, cooking is one part of it. What about, social media and all that stuff in terms of
Yeah,
like
I mean, you
building that
have to
brand?
be business knowledgeable. You know what I mean? I'm running a multi-million-dollar business,
Right.
as a woman, and I'm juggling a lot of parts. You have to be organized. You have to be constantly posting your brand on social media, marketing. You have to be doing videos and tons of public, I think that's the biggest thing right now, honestly, is social media. That's where I get a lot of my viewers, a lot of my business is Instagram, Facebook. So again, every day, yeah, you're marketing yourself, but I think you need to be on
So you
top
have
of
like
it,
a
organize and
YouTube
keep track.
channel where you kind of like, hey, you're making a particular
I
meal.
need to. I wish I had more time to. I would love to do a YouTube channel. I'm juggling 2 jobs right now, 3
Right.
kids, and if you include my husband in that, 4 kids. But
Definitely.
other than that, yeah, I mean, it's very important. Social media is very important these days for sure.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good.
And what was I even gonna say? I don't even
If
remember.
you don't have one, I have one. I mean, we
Go on.
talked about some crazy, celebrity requests, with the crickets and all that stuff. In my opinion, that's crazy. But, what about the biggest kitchen disasters you have faced?
Oh God,
Just give me your top
man!
three if you
I mean,
can.
it happens all the time. Where I remember I was doing an event for Byron Chamberlain,
Okay.
doing a huge event for tons of football players, and the kitchen, there was no electricity. No gas. The stove wasn't working, so I had to go out and get portable stoves and make shit happen. You know what I mean? You got to be able to think on your feet quick. I've had a fire. I did a food and wine festival. My whole table burnt down with lit on fire, and I had to use a fire extinguisher and come back and get it together. Cook every 1,200 people food. So it happens. You have mishaps in the kitchen. I've cut my finger off, tip of my finger. How to get 10 stitches to stitch my finger back on. I mean,
Well, you cut it off like clean?
I
The
cut the
tip?
tip of my finger pretty much all the way off my middle finger.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I burnt myself pretty badly. I mean, it happens. You're around hot fire, around knives, it's fast paced. So you just gotta keep rolling with the punches, I guess.
Was there, going back to TV, was there like a memorable kind of like, moment that viewers never saw behind the scenes that you just still remember?
Oh my gosh, so many. I'm trying to think of. I fell and ate shit on one of the shows really bad. I remember slipping and falling. Sometimes they'll show it, but mine that they didn't, thankfully.
Yeah.
Or you have like a blender explode and everything goes in your face. That kind of stuff happens. So
All right.
yeah.
Okay. And what was
so
the weirdest ingredient? Sorry, one last, Eric. Sorry.
Oh,
Weirdest ingredient you ever.
I got some weird ones. Duck tongue. I had to use duck tongue. Dorian, like stinky fruit. And God, what was the other ingredient? We had so many. I went on this one show. They actually never aired it, but I won the show. And you had to cook with really weird ingredients, and I actually won. I had to make duck tongue tacos. So
were they
yeah.
good?
I mean, I wouldn't eat,
You would not
but
eat them, you say?
I don't think so. I mean, I always say I try everything twice just to know for sure I don't like something. But
Yeah.
my favorite food is escargot. I eat fish eyeballs. I like tongue. I eat intestines. I eat I mean, you name it, I eat it. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
What do you not like?
I'm not a big fan of scallops. That's probably my least favorite thing to eat, scallops. Other than that, I eat it all. I love uni. I love pate. I mean, I grew up eating caviar and pate for breakfast. So my palate is not like everybody's palate. I love trying new things. I've had a horse. I've had snake. I've had rabbit. I've had alligator. I will try it. You give it to me, I'll try it.
So just yes to eyeballs, but no to scallops. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much.
My
Go ahead, Eric.
I took my daughter to Africa, and we went to Al Ding's mother's house for a party with the South Sudan basketball team.
That's awesome.
And some of the food they were serving, I just looked at my daughter. She was 13. I said, we're going to at least try everything because we have no idea. But man, they had this slimy stuff.
Oh yeah. I think it's okra.
It was
It usually, I know, It's fufu. So fufu, and then they have their food it's delicious, but some of it's slimy.
Yeah, it was
My
different.
client that I cook for is actually in Africa right now for 2 weeks. So yeah, pretty cool.
Africa was amazing.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, the it's amazing. And then the other one, I was in Tokyo for the Olympics, and then I was there a few years before. We were training at the Olympic Training Center in Tokyo. If you haven't gone there, it's
That is my dream trip. Next year, I'm going to Asia. So Japan. I want to go to Kyoto, Tokyo, all those places. That's next on my list. I just went to Spain and I actually got paid to go on a cruise to Italy. I did a live cooking demo on a cruise ship for a day. I took my daughter. We went to Amalfi Coast and we went to Rome and Sicily and Sardinia and all those beautiful places. So that was a really cool experience. Yeah. But Japan is for sure.
honestly, that's one of the benefits for what we do
Yeah.
because I've been in Dubai, Turkey, Japan, China,
Bye.
Qatar, Portugal. You know, you fly all over with these athletes and stuff, and it's a great way to.
And you know what? I tell people too, like, I'm so blessed to be in the career that I'm in. And I have so much respect for chefs that work in kitchens. I can't work in a fucking kitchen. I cannot work the hours they're working. I cannot do the mise en place they're doing. I cannot get paid what they're getting paid. I have so much fucking respect for chefs because I have run a kitchen, I've owned a kitchen, and I can't fucking do that. I love my private chef job. I like working for the clients I work for. You know, I tell everyone if you're going to be a chef, be a celebrity chef. Do television, get your name out there. You'll make a lot more money, have a lot more flexibility. You work your own schedule, you get to pick your clients. I'm very, very grateful for my career for sure. But I worked really hard for it, So
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy to build it, and
it's still not easy. It's still very hard. I'm still working, cooking
It's
for
ongoing, right? I would imagine, right?
yeah.
And be
I'm
content. Yeah.
constantly busy, So
But from
yeah.
a traveling perspective, kind of to Eric's point, is there any particular country where you had to pick? Is it Japan? Because I know, again, you're back,
I would like to go to
back
Japan,
now.
yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah.
is there one particular cuisine where you say, you know what, Switzerland, it's the best? Is there one that if you had to rank it?
Japanese.
Japanese? Okay. What's second and third?
Ooh, I don't know. I love Mediterranean. I love Mediterranean cuisine. My daughter's Middle Eastern, but we love Mediterranean. We eat a lot of Mediterranean. But any Asian, we eat Vietnamese and Thai and Japanese all week. I think anything Asian is my favorite. I think it has so much umami, so much flavor. And I love it. It's my favorite cuisine for sure.
Okay. Okay.
have you ever made something and you're like, yeah, I don't like this, just toss it out and make something else?
Happen now and then, you get a bad dish. Like my client said, I cook for them breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And he's like, you got to have one loser in the group. I made him some turkey meatballs the other day and they didn't like them. And I'm like, wow, I never would have guessed you didn't like my turkey meatballs. So, it's every now and then you'll get a miss. But I mean, I'm pretty confident in my food. I think, over 12 years, I've kind of got it down, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's all for fun.
So we just had a professional bodybuilder on, and he can consume about 6,000 calories a day.
That's a lot.
Obviously, Michael Phelps used to do around 12 to 13,000 when he was training full time.
It's so hard to even consume that.
Well, there's two parts to the question. It is very hard to consume that, and I feel like some of the younger guys, it's easy to eat the shit food just to get the caloric intake because they're going to burn it off. But obviously, you're not going to get the best energy and the nutrients from it. So, how do you handle that? And then, what's the most caloric plan you had to do for someone?
Man, I mean, typically they know what they want already. They probably, like I said, they've met with a nutritionist or they have someone doing that and they hire a chef. They do take my recommendations, but I do have clients that already know what they want to eat. It's a set diet. You know what I mean? They probably eat the same thing day in, day out. But I do give them options and we kind of just base it off of that. We set menus. Each menu I do is specific for my clients. So
What's the most challenging client you've ever cooked for? And you don't need to mention any names, but was it an actor? Was it a sports person?
I can't say their name because I signed an NDA, but they're one of the richest men in the world. Their last name starts with a G.
Okay.
He's very, very wealthy. And he wanted, believe it or not, he wanted Dr. Pepper hamburgers and like bark, like what's it called? Like the caramel bark you make. Like, oh my gosh, just not, I wouldn't say like hard client, but it's like just specific things at a certain time. Need it
Yeah.
served here, serve it in this kind of dish. Like, there are very particular requests sometimes, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Was there ever a client where you're like, no, screw this. I'm out of here. I'm not doing this. Like,
no, because I'm getting paid and it's my reputation. I'm going to follow through.
yeah.
And I've had disagreements with people, and I've gotten in
Sure.
arguments, and I don't put up with disrespect, but I will follow through and finish what I got to do and go from there. So
So I've worked a couple of concert tours, the Britney tour, Taylor Swift, Killers, The Weekend. I know some of them in the dressing room, they like some weird stuff. What are some of those funny ones you've had to do?
you know what? My clients have all been treating. I mean, the most common thing is somebody wants like caviar, or they want a certain bottle of champagne or wine, like a certain brand, or a certain type of meat. They want a wagyu. Like, but typically, I mean, I haven't come across any of that was too difficult yet.
Okay.
I've been very happy with my clients, but I'm sure I will get one of those, and I'll let you guys know when I get that story.
That's good. So you wrote a book as well, didn't you?
I did. My sister just passed away of cancer. I don't know if you guys know my story. My mom shot and killed my dad when I was 10 years old. I was molested by my mother. I had a very abusive, traumatic childhood. My mom was schizophrenic and killed my dad when I was 10. And my grandmother then adopted us. But my family was a bunch of drunks. My grandma was an alcoholic. My grandpa was an alcoholic. My mom, my dad, everyone in my family are alcoholics. So I grew up in that environment. So I wanted to write a book, not just about food, but I wanted to write about my story and how I've come to where I am today and how I've overcome trauma and how I've become such a success. I want people to relate in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't have to be the same story, but I'm sure everyone's had some type of trauma or gone through something hard, their mother dying, their sister dying, whatever it is. To like motivate people to go out there and chase your dreams and do what you say you're going to do and don't let anything hold you back. I know I have friends that have not even had close to traumatic experiences I have, and they're sitting there, their room feeling bad for themselves and boo-hooing and drinking and doing drugs, or, not doing shit with their life, living off the government. And that's just not who I am. I'm a go-getter. I want to inspire the world one plate at a time. I want to help as many people as I can. I want to inspire my children. I want to help people that are homeless. I want to, give back to the community as much as I possibly can, because why not? You're only here for such a short amount of time, and I want to do as much as I can in that time. So
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, obviously, I'm sorry you had to experience that, but at the same time, it built you into the person you are today,
right.
obviously.
I'm a strong, crazy bitch. No, but I am a little crazy, but I'm good crazy. But yeah, I mean, it definitely has shaped me and the person I am today. I got emancipated at 15 years old. I moved out, took care of myself. I've been very independent. It makes me a super hard worker. And I think my children look up to me, in that aspect, as well as other people. People reach out to me every day and say, Lauren, my God, you've inspired me so much. I just lost a bunch of weight. I go to the gym every day because of the way you look. I read your book and it touched me. Like, people message me every day. So it's like, everyone's watching me. So it's also stressful because I have to, you know, I got to remember people look up to me. So, it's a lot of pressure, but it's also very flattering. And I'm glad that I can help inspire people
So
on top.
is the book based on your experience, your personal experience, and it has nothing to do with cooking really and stuff?
The book is written by my sister. It's an autobiography cookbook. So it's about my life and how food has influenced me and been part of my life and shaped me. If you read the first part of my book, it talks about me unwinding the sticky, buttery, gooey cinnamon roll to the hot dogs and on 4th of July. So all the food that it's been my love and my passion, food, and where it came from. And, growing up with my grandmother in the kitchen and watching my mom make bouillabaisse. So food has always been a part of my life. And I feel like it's a big part of my story. And, it was kind of my savior. That's why I tell everybody it was my savior. I would go to the kitchen and cook. My parents would be fighting and I would put on music and I'd go cook. It was always my like place that I would run away to get away from everything. And it's really helped me and shaped me. And I wanted to write a book and share who I am with my readers, who I really am. This is real. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I've been through. And here's my story. Here's food that I love, food that, that I've come up with over the years, food that came from my childhood. I wanted to share that with everybody. I think it's important. So
Wow. That's amazing. Definitely. Congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
so
Yeah.
it's on Amazon now. We could pick
Yes,
it.
you can get it on my website, flawlesscuisineinc.com. I can personally sign it for people. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I also am working on a few other things right now. I told you I had a beer company for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm always just trying to figure out what's next, you know?
All right.
Excellent. Wow, good stuff. Well, you shared a ton, Lauren, in terms of food, background and all that good stuff. So as we're getting to the end and stuff, what we do is have 10 questions, walk off 10 as we call it, just kind of like
Yeah.
yes or no answers, one word answers. Eric, you got those ready?
I got them ready. All right. Here we go. True or false? An athlete's nutrition plan is harder to manage than an entertainer's schedule.
I do say it one more time.
An athlete's nutrition plan is harder to manage than dealing with an entertainer's schedule.
No. I'm going to go no.
Okay. One word, the most underrated ingredient in performance cooking.
Most underrated ingredient. Gosh. I mean, what comes to mind is salt. I think that's like the most important ingredient, seasoning your food. I don't know. That's a hard one. I had to think about that.
I
I'll
think
come back.
salt is a good one. Yeah.
Pass. We'll come back. True or false? You've had a client
No worries.
request a meal that made you question reality. You're not phased by one single thing, huh?
I've been doing this for 12 years, guys. Come on.
I get it. One word, the food most athletes secretly crave.
Ooh, the food they secretly crave. That must be like something they shouldn't be eating. I mean, I would say sugar, chocolate or sugar. Yeah.
Okay. True or false? Taste matters more than nutrition if you want long-term client compliance.
Ooh, that's a hard one. It's both. I can't say yes or no. It's got to have both.
Biggest nutrition myth you wish would disappear.
Ooh, gosh. You're catching me off guard on this one. See, biggest nutrition. I don't even know. I'd have to come back to that too. I'd have to think about that.
All right.
That's a hard one.
True or false? Elite athletes are pickier eaters than entertainers.
No, they have a set diet. I think, I think entertainers are a bigger pain in the ass. Yeah.
I agree.
Athletes are on a schedule. They have their shit together.
True. The most challenging dietary restriction to cook around.
Ooh, the most challenging diet restriction. I would say, gosh, it's gluten, maybe.
Gluten?
Gluten.
Yeah.
Dairy and gluten. I mean, yeah, either one of those.
Yeah. All right. True or false? You can usually tell someone's profession by what's on their plate.
That's definitely false. Mine's going to have eyeballs on it and snails. So.
Yeah, what does that say about that's so my eyeballs?
And then, Ronnie, you want to ask her the question about talking shit?
There's no question. I'm probably in your kitchen when you have employees, things can get a little rough, right? Straight to the point,
yeah.
very direct in the language. Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you ever had somebody quit on you on the spot?
I've fired people on the fucking spot. Nobody's quit.
I'm sure you did. I get that, Lauren.
I think someone maybe has quit on me because I'm a hard bitch to work for.
Yeah.
Just because I'm little, don't let that fool you. I'll cuss your ass out in the kitchen, no problem. You can ask anyone that's worked for me; they'll fucking tell you I've cussed them out at some point.
I think actually the kitchen, what I've seen, not just the movies and all that stuff.
I'm pretty cool, but I will fucking cuss you up if I need to, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that answers your question, Eric, doesn't it?
It does. And I already knew the answer.
Yeah.
I think a lot of chefs are like that. We're a little crazy. I'm a little crazy in that.
That's good stuff. Well, hey, Lauren, thank you very much for sharing all this stuff.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Back,
I'm going to think about those questions and get back to you.
Yeah, let us know.
That's your homework.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us and good luck with all the inventions in the book.
Oh, yeah, they're coming out. Be ready.
All right.
Lawless Cuisine is going to be a global name, so you'll see it.
All right. Thank you.